If I could look back on my fitness journey, I would say to you, sleep and the way that you sleep is the most important thing you can begin as a beginner on the fitness journey to make your health really count. Let's talk about quality versus quantity. It's very hard to do both. It's very hard to find as much time as you want to sleep. And if you don't get that quantity time, let me help you with the quality, because sleeping positions has been one of the most controversial, debatable subjects I've talked about in fitness because it's hard to change. So let's get right into it. We have the stomach sleepers, and let me tell you, I used to be a stomach sleeper because, especially with a new mom, you've been carrying a baby and you haven't been able to rest on your stomach, and it is so nice to lay on your belly after 10 months of not being able to, or give or take a few months if you didn't have a baby bump right away. But here's the thing is, it drops your hips so that your back is so curved, and it tenses up the already tense neck and upper back muscles. And you're sleeping here, and it's like you're stretching the wrong way for hours upon hours. So can we move that stomach position to the side? Can you give me just a little bit? Let's compromise, okay? So we have a lot of issues with sleeping in a fetal position, curling our shoulders, rolling our spine, pulling up our knees. I mean, let's just go back to that baby in the womb position, right? That's going to really, really mess your posture up, because we want an ear over the shoulder. It's kind of hard to see, a straight line from the feet all the way to the ear. Since we're sitting, we're going to say hips to the ear. If the ear is rolled forward, we're going to sever our nerve cords in our back, and it's going to not sever but kink them. Okay, so think about a hose turned on full blast and the water can't get through. So there's no blood flow, there's no circulation. We start getting headaches and migraines. Then you add on all the stuff you do forward, working here, tightening up the chest, loosening up the back. Then you go to sleeping and you're doing the same thing. Let's change that up a bit. So we're going to take the side sleep in a fetal position, and we're going to work in steps and take it to a doable, manageable position. Starting on our side, roll up a towel, okay? And we don't want it more than 3 inches. So I like to tuck the edge of it underneath the pillow I'm going to put my head on so that it doesn't move. Here, now I'm already giving my neck little support here so that it's not dropping. I don't want my pillow higher so that I'm kinked right here. I want my pillow so that my neck is straight. So find a pillow that's not too high. I know that's hard. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Right? We're not going to go crazy, but we have a nice straight cervical spine here. Now we don't want to kink off the shoulders, because show me a woman with breast cancer and I'll show you a woman who has really bad posture. She's kinking off her lymph nodes. So we want to do a little bit different here. We want to take this shoulder, roll it a couple times, put a pillow behind your back. It's not too high and it's not too low. It's enough width so that the elbow can rest on it. I need a little bit more height here because I want to feel that elbow really falling into it. So this shoulder is relaxed. If I don't have anything behind there, it drops my shoulder and it makes too much pressure, and I don't want to stay in this position. We're looking for as much comfort as we can get, right? So I've got my elbow in the pillow. My chest is opening and stretching. My breathing improves. It goes deeper, and that way I am producing more antibiotics. My immune system is sparking up. I'm not kicking off my lymph node. This bottom shoulder rolls out just a little bit to release the compression, and I stick my hand underneath the pillow, open, or up here, but not rolled in a tight wad, okay? So I'm opening here. This feels pretty good. My legs are a big issue, and this is where you don't hear a lot of advice or tips. Yes, putting the pillow between the knees is really great, and if you can put two, that's even better, because we want knees
wider than the hip sockets, which are right here. We talk about that later too. But sleeping at a 90 with your body like an L is really precarious for the hip flexors. It shortens them. It's just like sitting. It's just like being immobile. But if I lengthen or elongate my knees just a little bit to 100 or 110, there is so much more release for my lower back, my psoas muscle that attaches to lots of my vertebrae in the back, wraps around my hip socket into my inner thigh, connects my upper body with my lower body. One of the fear factor muscles that grips when you're in crisis, stress, or trauma. That's why we want to spend some time at night opening and relaxing it, not tensing it and shortening it, okay? So push those knees down just a little bit lower, open the knees up a little bit with a pillow, and enjoy this position. I bet you'll fall asleep like this. Turn around if necessary, switch the pillows up. It takes 1 or 2 minutes and you're off to La La Land. Then we're gonna get into the back. Oh, I forgot a tip. This is so amazing. Grab your headboard. Oh, this is a great one. Grab your headboard, lift your shoulders and your upper body up, and as you pull up, you're going to drop your vertebrae one at a time from the bottom, middle, upper back, and then lay down. Ooh, I almost forgot that, but that really stretches your spine. So now you're laying with an opened up spine, as if you just articulated, as we do in Pilates. That's just pulling apart the vertebrae, allowing circulation and blood flow to come in. I'm telling you, now you're going to sleep like a baby. Going to the back, we want the same idea. We want to reduce what we've done during the day. So sleeping on the back is a little tricky, but if you put some pillows underneath your knees, you're going to find that really takes the tension off your lower back. When the legs are flat, it kind of pulls up the back a little bit. But when they're bent, this lets the lower back melt into your bed. And actually, if you use that imagery in your head, my back is melting, my back is widening, I'm releasing my back. It's going to feel so amazing when I wake up. Those imagery words are powerful. What we tell ourselves is powerful. Our self-talk is life-changing. Okay, so yes, this feels a little different, but once again, we don't want too high of a pillow. So I'm either going to take my towel out, or in a perfect world, I'm going to put my head down here. This is a pretty hardcore activity, and if your towel is more than 3 inches, which mine is, it's going to cause your neck to be too high. So I just take some of my roll out, and then I lay it down. That might take a little bit of getting used to, so go to a really flat pillow if you can. And the last tip that I love is putting your wrists up and laying them on a pillow here and here. That way, my chest drops a little bit more when I'm elevating my wrists. I can put them here too, but it kind of internally rotates my shoulders. And I realize this takes a lot of space in the bed, but if you can do one at a time, then you're going to find that you're going to wake up with a much more open chest. And diaphragm sliding or tapping is huge here, because our diaphragm is our most important core muscle, which I'm going to talk about in another video. But I want you to try these things. Let me know what you think, because these things really have impacted my life as being a mom, over 25 years of fitness, and staying pretty sustainable for that time. And I want to give you the tips that it took me years to learn. Good night and sleep tight.